I'm going to talk about um, is something that is kind of, I would say, near and dear here and there. Um, I want to talk about monitoring spirits, are people who monitor everything you do, individuals who feel like they need to have an input on anything you're doing in your personal life. Um, and let's really just talk about it. As you can see, it's Super MLR. I hit a total of 100 streams just on that one song on that one platform. On other platforms, I think I got 1,000 and a bunch more. I got different ones. So, yeah, keep streaming that one song because I'm trying to make it go up. Um, and just for that one song, I think the album itself got like 10,000. But for that one song on this platform, it hit 100 streams. So, you know, I just wanted to put that out there. Just trying to succeed and do something positive with my time. But yeah, let's talk about it. Monitoring spirits, monitoring people that are acting like spirits. So, sometimes when you're doing something on your own accord, you're not in alliance with other people's personal agendas. You have matured and found your own way of projecting yourself in a positive way. You're not using other people as a platform. You're not using them as a stepping stool or a stepping, you know, ladder to get to a higher plateau. Some people get very upset when you build your own foundation and you don't really truly go by their blueprint. So, what they tend to do is they monitor everything you're doing. So, when I'm saying monitor, is they will befriend you on multiple social media websites, won't like none of your material, won't promote none of your material, won't engage with none of your material. Um, they won't even support you on anything that you're doing. But what they will do is they monitor everything you're doing. They look to figure out ways to pretty much bring a low vibration energy, a low vibration mindset to you. For instance, like I would say, me reaching this little milestone of 100 streams on one platform, just one. I've reached more on other ones, but to them, they would just persecute that. They would get mad and oh, that's nothing. That's nothing at all. I had more than you know. They always have something that they're watching and they're being truly a person that has a negative outlook mindset on anything you're doing, any hustle you're doing. I don't care if you're going to work. I don't care if you're going to school. I don't care if you're just reading a book online to kids. They will find something that they can monitor about you, watch. They can then start picking at you from different angles and then dissect what you're doing and try to tell you that whatever you're doing is not worth what you're doing. So that's what I'm saying about monitoring people and monitoring spirits. Now, monitoring spirits are the same thing. They keep track of you, they follow where you go, they try to intervene when you're going, they keep up details for individuals who need insight on what you're doing, and they try to find ways to then cause chaos and confusion and cause calamity when you're doing something that is against their principle of ideology. So, like I said, when you're dealing with monitoring spirits, monitoring people, they always chime in with negativity. They don't have nothing positive that you're anything you're doing, they will find a problem with it. Now, they themselves are not doing nothing you're doing. They're not accomplishing anything. They're making material that is vulgar. Um, they make it like 12 or 14 likes because of their mindset is not set on something that's on a more higher frequency. It's set on something on a low frequency. So when you come in being that bright light and they are that dim light, they need to bring you down with them. So that way now you can feel how they feel. And then they would monitor and tell you about everything you need to do when they haven't accomplished nothing. Now, like I said, I moved to this complex a while back. When I moved in here, I had a Gucci mask. I had a pair of army sweatpants. I had a Raiders hoodie. I had a couple of little small pocket knives and some underwear that was designer underwear. So at this time, I didn't have the security system set up, no doorbell ring, none of the things that you would have. And somebody came in and stole these things, okay, out of my apartment. Um, I didn't get all freaked out. I just did. I haven't, you have insurance because you have to have insurance. I didn't claim them out because I feel like whoever it was pretty much like they must be less fortunate than me. They must have no money. They must be very, um, I guess, unable to accumulate any type of income because, like I said, I would never wear anybody else's dirty drawers, dirty pants, dirty shirts, dirty hood, especially from somebody I would perceive to be below me. But you know how these monitoring people are. They look to figure out ways that they can take, pick, manipulate, cause confusion, cause chaos, cause deceit, and then they use those formulas to then start picking at you. And then when they get what they want, they tend to laugh and giggle. It's funny to them. And then what happens is when you get off your mission that you're supposed to be focused on, you're gonna go to the low vibration with them and get into conflict. Like I had somebody that didn't like me. They were monitoring everything I was doing. Like once again, they're on the social media platforms that I'm on. They follow me around. They don't support nothing I'm doing, but they like to cause problems when I'm doing something. And this person was following me everywhere, every city I moved to, even out of state, they followed me. They were working with law enforcement, calling the police on me, and just stuff you wouldn't think certain people would do this, but they labeled themselves to be real ones. Um, they were talking about Black Lives Matter, and you could just see there's a lot of false narrative people out here. They look to victimize others, but what they do, they use the same techniques that are demonic, like a monitoring spirit. They can't really do anything without you. That's why they need to always be in everything that you're doing. It's like I said, when you see a person that's on a website that you're on, they follow you, but they don't engage in any conversations with you. They don't like your material. They don't engage with any of your material. They always find something negative about you. They always have a problem with you. That is the problem. Their problem is them. They're problematic because they don't know what to really do with themselves. So, what they have learned to do is to belittle everybody and monitor them and to engage with nothing but just low vibration attacks on people. They usually talk about people behind their backs. They conversate about people for hours and hours on the phone. And those really are like beta males, beta females. They're really jealous of everybody. They don't really know what to do. They're lost mentally and spiritually. So, but what they're good at doing is destroying everything around them. That's why you see they're not growing in personality and education. They're not growing in spirituality. They're not growing in anything that is vital to your maturing as an adult. They're only going downwards. That's why you see the material that they will post on websites will be about, them calling females names and, your female gonna give me some head, stuff that they're putting, you can see where their mindset is at. And that's where they want to put you at. So when you are progressing in life, their job is to monitor everything you're doing, figure out ways to cause a false, you know, narrative, and then for people to engage with you based upon these weak assessments they made about you. See, they like to slander other people's ideas, gifts, abilities, um, anything, because they don't really know what to do with themselves. They're like a bot. Now, when I say a bot, we know that there's bots on these internet websites, and people can put them to work. They will, every time you put something up, they'll come up with something negative. They'll tell you it's whack. They'll tell you, oh, that's sorry. They'll tell you, oh, nobody wants to hear that. They'll just come with anything that's rhetoric towards you. They monitor you. They watch everything you're doing. They want to see what you're doing. They want to figure you out. They want to know why you're doing it. Then they want to find points like they can tune it better. But if they were going to tune it better, they would have had that idea before you. They would have created that before you. But since they didn't have that mindset to generate this, um, you know, great, you know, gift that you're using, they then want to find a way to put defamation on your character. They want to say stuff about you. They can never come to you face to face. They don't want to go in front of a crowd and say it because they know people know about them. See, one thing I learned about monitoring people and monitoring people that have spirits with them that are unclean, they hang around a lot of low vibration, weak people. And if they're weak like that, the people around them are the same way. So the same way they're coming at you is because the people that they're connected with has come at them. So they've been broken down by people. They have no respect where they're hanging at. Their own friends don't respect them really. They just come and kick it with them to just be a fifth wheel. But they're basically looking low and weak on the totem pole. So they need to find somebody else that they can now pick at. And then you have certain types of people that use this monitoring mindset. They do it to their relatives, they'll do it to their friends, they'll do it to anybody that's a close person that has a good um, level of high vibration energy. They will find somebody that they can only take advantage of that they know won't hurt them because they don't do it in a crowd with the people that they're connected with because they've already been hurt by them. So you got to find somebody else that they can now asphyxiate all their anger on. See, you have to understand, with people like that, you just be nice to them. You give them things, but you also want people to see when you give them something how much they don't appreciate anything. So that way, the natural universal law will deal with them, which, like I said, The Most High has a way of moving in mysterious ways. Now, if you keep yourself grounded with peace, you will receive peace. If you keep yourself grounded with chaos and calamity and confusion, you will only attract that. So that's why you have to remove people that are monitoring spirits, monitoring mindsets. They have a microwave mindset. You have to remove them out of your life because they're not going to really produce anything. They don't have the ingredients to cook a real meal. Their fast, quick pace, microwave mindset, microwave manipulation, they're on a level and frequencies that's dangerous for your well being. We know that soul food is the best food to cook, right? We know when you cook something from the heart and you do it and you really put your livelihood into it, it comes out much more better when the ingredients are original. Now, when you look at microwave mindset, um, microwave mental midget minds, they want things a fast way. They will copy and paste everything everybody else is doing. They don't change up. They don't find different ways to switch. Whatever's popular, they're all going to move with it. If you don't move with that, they're going to go ahead and come up with something else. So I guess somebody flagged me with hate speech on TikTok, even though I haven't even said anything of hate speech at all. But yeah, I don't even know. Um, I'm streaming live anyway on other platforms, so this can be played back. I'm not worried about what TikTok is saying because when they play this back, I'm gonna I'm gonna challenge that. But like I said to you, that's what I mean by the microwave midget mindset. They have a jealousy for which they look to get mad at everything you're doing. They're upset when you're doing it. They want to get on your platform and ruin what you're doing. And that's why I truly know and understand I must have something good going on. Because if you didn't have anything good going on, nobody wouldn't be on your platform watching and wondering what you're doing. And that brings back to the same topic of monitoring, monitoring spirits, monitoring people with these mindsets, people who monitor everything you're doing and have jealousy and anger and hatred for you. They find anything that they can to make up a lie. And the whole time I did this um, podcast that I'm doing right now, I guarantee my people reparations on what I'm saying. I've never made any hate speech, anything. I guarantee my life on that. And I just know that this is how I know that what I'm saying is accurate. You know, I'm going to post on this page what I received from TikTok, and then I'm going to play back a clip of me saying the same thing. And I'm going to post it on a bunch of other platforms to show you how people come onto your platform and they monitor what you're doing. They get upset, they have anger, they have a lot of discomfort with you doing anything that is greater for a purpose of what your true talents are and what you are supposed to be dedicating yourself to use them for. And they see that and they want to now chop you down. They want to find a way to make you feel, like I said, on a low vibration with them, you know. But like I said, I digress. I don't really too much asphyxiate on a lot of stuff. But like I stated to you, it's always something that reveals itself when you're telling the truth. And whenever I tell the truth, it seems to always play out in real time. So, like I said to you, when it comes to monitoring people, monitoring spirits, people with these mindsets that monitor and want to control you, they do it because they don't really know what to do with themselves. And they're easily um, pretty much used as followers. They don't follow their own goals. They're not trying to achieve their own goals. They're upset because they didn't invest the time into what they were supposed to. So instead, now they're invested it in destroying, slandering, using defamation, amongst others. And that's pretty much what we see sometimes. It's a relentless amount of just small spiritual vibration individuals. It's not the mass, it's always a few, it's a few in there that have these messed up personalities. They don't really truly know their significant strength in life. So they need to make sure that your strength is not going to develop and become greater than theirs. So that's why they will say, oh, you did this, you did that. I don't like what he's doing, so I'm gonna make up a story and report him. I'm gonna call the police and create a lie. I'm going to tell everybody that he's did this over here and did that. But when you meet those people face to face, they don't have that heart to do it to you in your face. So they attack you from other angles, but they hide their hands. I would never disrespect a man on the internet. I would never disrespect a woman on the internet because this to me is something that is used for a purpose. And to get these type of, you know, things handed down to you, you use them to interact with people and people can see what you're doing is on a positive level and they will then come in and come agreement with you and like what you're doing. Um, like I stated to you, some people don't like to see people doing stuff that is good. They want to see them doing stuff that's pretty much in a delusional world of gossip, of talking about celebrities, um, focusing on the current person in office. To me, that's a lot of just it's not a frequency I want to put myself on. I don't need to asphyxiate on what's happening in the world too much because it's things that I can't really truly fix at this time. So I need to fix me and then build off of that to help others until I have enough power to fix these things. But to just yell and scream about them on a platform where people can hear me will be a waste of time because I'm not going to do nothing truly. And it just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So, what I do talk about is things that you can relate to and a person that's monitoring you, like a hall monitor. We remember when we used to go to school, remember um, the guy that was in the hallway or the girl, and you would be going to class, getting all your stuff together, and there'll be the hall monitor and they'll be watching you from the corner and writing down information or telling. That's kind of like what you're dealing with when you're dealing with a monitoring spirit. You're dealing with a person who has a monitoring mindset. They do this type of thing. They get on to your platforms. They want to see everything you're doing. They want to try to discredit you when you're doing something proper. And like I said, I really like to promote this. I don't engage with any criminal acts. Um, I'm from the Bay Area, born and raised. I lived all over United States. Um, I've never had to be involved with anything truly criminal to get what I had. Um, I got mine from pretty much doing what I did, work. Um, and I'm gonna share a little bit with you real quick, so that way you can see. Because sometimes people will think that I'm falsifying stuff or I'm just making up stuff. So, as you can see, I have my certificate right here, certification right here, as you can see. So that way you'll know. And it's just a few of them I have, so you can just see. You know what I mean? I don't brag to boast, but I don't lie. You see what I mean? So I accomplish in my life everything legally, and I take pride in that. And I like to promote this to anybody out there to show them, hey, it's possible. You can do the same thing. I think there you go. Right there. Um, and I have my high school diploma, you know, and I have all my certs and certifications. And everything I try to promote is on a positive level. I don't want to promote anything on a negative level. I don't want kids or anyone that's in the teen age or young adult age seeing anything. So that's why you see I have my certification from Fire. Um, and it shows you my training. I have more certifications and certificates too, also. But this is just some of them, just showing you what I have accomplished. And this is just letting you see um, you can do a lot legally without having to be involved with anything that is against the norm, because a lot of people are pushing this mindset of being a radical or a person that doesn't do anything legit and have a legitimate foundation to stand on. So that's why I show these type of things right here. And that's why I show this right here to show people, I got all this legally. So this is why I invest my time into my music. I invest my time into my art. I invest my time into a lot. And it shows you, everything is legitimate. Nothing is unlegit. And that's what I like to stand on. You know what I mean? Because this is one thing a person can't really take away from me. The Most High's gift of being good and being humble and showing people that this is what it leads to. So that's why I promote this type of mindset of being humble, good hearted, focus on the righteousness path, doing things the legal way and not illegal. Like I stated, I'm from the Bay Area. I grew up in the inner city projects. I don't promote violence. Everybody from where I'm from know me. I don't have any type of reason to brag and boast about anything that is not real or not true. Um, where I'm from in the Bay, we do things different. You know, I got much love. I used to live in Southern California, but here we try to be our own entity. We don't really like to follow behind another man's footsteps because it doesn't seem like you are original with what you're trying to accomplish and what you want to interact with other people with. And to be seen, you need to be who you are and stand on those principles fully and don't back down from them. It's nothing wrong with being a legit person. It's nothing wrong with making legit money. It's nothing wrong with making an honest living. And don't let people tell you it is. Um, and I believe like that's kind of the trick that has been used to deceive us for a while. And that's what I'm saying to you about the monitoring mindset, the monitoring spirits, the monitoring type of people, the people who have those ideologies. They have used those to kind of make us feel like we are not worthy of showing a peaceful, much more prominent and level minded type of personality. There's no reason to be bragging and boasting. There's no reason to be so flamboyant. There's no reason to be angry or upset. Um, I'm just much more like, hey, I'm going to be me. I'm going to show you 100% who I am. I'm going to give you 100% who I am. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to make up false narratives. I'm not going to promote violence. I'm not going to put anything out there that's false and phony because those type of things will come back on you and now you won't look real. That's why I stated to you, for those who do monitor me and those who do have rude or negative comments, I always offer them a chance to come to the Rose Room discussion. So I figure if you are an intellectual person or a person with a great conversation, you wouldn't have a problem getting on here roasting me and showing me where I truly stand as a human being. And if I don't have the right intelligent level to combat or either discuss with you, give it a go. Come on here and talk to me. But I reached out to a lot of people. And like I said, it never plays out in that manner because when people are monitoring you and they have monitoring spirit mentality, they hide their hands. They throw rocks and hide their hands. They don't want to come face to face to battle you and have a conversation because they don't want to be seen by the masses and people to understand that they have some type of negative issue and their issue is based upon their own self hurt and what they could not do and why they think you shouldn't be doing it because they don't want to see you accomplish anything. So, this is why I do what I do, and I do it for a purpose. And like I said to you, the trademark is mine. Intelligent Sounds has been mine since 2019. I paid for it. I put down the $2,500. You know, I paid for the trademark, had it alive for a while. Um, Now I just use it because it's mine. I own it, and I just keep promoting positive things. You know what I mean? Um, I know in this day and age, positive is not considered the norm no more. It's considered to be lame. Oh, that's not, you're not putting out no whoop, 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 you're not doing the stuff that people need entertainment for. And if you're not being an entertainer in some portion, of this community, then people find you to be not accomplished. But it's okay. I don't trip. I digress. That's how we have to do it. Um, what was I going to do? Oh yeah. Um, mm, 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 mm. Yeah. So that's what it is. I have to constantly keep reinventing myself. Um, and reinvention, of the wheel, you have to make it in your own design. If it was made in a circle, either figure out to make it in a triangle. If it was made in a triangle, either figure out to make it to where it hovers, but it still spins. If it was made to hover and still spin, you can make it in a hologram type wheel with designs to it. So, like I'm saying to you, you can reinvent the wheel your own way, but it's still going to be the wheel, but your own interpretation of it is what you're going to present to other people, and they can like it or they don't like it. But yeah, that's what I do. I promote positive stuff. I think it's people are like past the point of negativity now. I think a lot of people in our culture and pretty much cultures in a whole now are pretty much over all of the lame falsification of personalities, because we're starting to see when it comes down to it, a lot of these individuals are not even standing on who they truly are when it comes to the business and what they want others to perceive and see. So, me, myself, I want to stand on principles, morals, and on the information or whatever I'm putting out there to the masses so that way they can get a true perspective of me. But yeah, monitoring people, monitoring spirits have always been the issue in this society that we live in. And negativity is how they always combat us. So, a trick that a lot of people that have a monitoring mindset or monitoring spirit mindset use on you, they will try to categorize you against another person's achievements. So, if a person is achieving 1,000 likes over here and you're achieving 100, they'll say, "Oh, you're not better than him. I listen to what's name, blah, blah, blah." So what? "Oh, you ain't gonna never be like him. That's a real one." So what? That's the whole point. You don't want to be like another person. You don't want to be a clone. You want to be known for your own style and your own definition of what you perceive to be a platform or a, device that you're using to gain momentum. You don't want to use another man's uh, pants that he already didn't wore. They're dirty. He already wore them. He didn't sweat it in them. It's why are you putting on his pants trying to fit into his position? Get your own stuff. Make your own ideology up. Make your own idea. Use your critical thinking and then remap a different path. You know, it's multiple paths you can get to a place on. Some people will take the trail, some people will take an airplane, some people ride a vehicle, some people will take a boat. Some people will skydive to get there. It's just pretty much some people will use a what do you call those a air balloon. So it's many a ways to get to a path. It's many a ways to reach that destination on that path. But sometimes you want to do it in a way that shows you in a perspective that you did it your way. You created it in your perception of mindset for people to then look at that and say, wow, he didn't follow that same path he followed. He didn't do it the way he did it. That makes you a distinctive individual. That makes you pretty much something that is original. You're not a repeat. You're not a copycat. You have a whole different, way of thinking. And we need that right now. Right now, we truly need more idealists. I believe this right now is the golden age of, I say, black excellence, of, a renaissance age, as you can pretty much, I guess, categorize it. It's time for us to show that we have multi talent and we can do anything and everything. And we don't follow that same stereotype. Because, the stereotypes is what got us into this conundrum right now that we're in and we're getting out of. And that's why I say to you, it all happened because of the monitoring mindset spirit of people in this society. A lot of people have always placed us against us. A lot of us have went against us based upon the fear mongering. Um, that's where the monitoring mindset comes from. It's the fear if I can't do it, then nobody should be able to accomplish it. Because if they do it, I'm going to do it better than him. But you're not even trying to do it. You're just waiting till somebody else does it. And then what you're going to do is copy and say you can do it better than them. And then you're pretty much monitoring everything they're doing. And then you're trying to act like you're going to perfect it better than them. Then somebody's going to come do the same thing to you. Then all you have is a competition amongst each other and nothing is really being accomplished because there's so many other things you could be doing instead of fixating on this person's, you know, achievements. And that's why we have to be very careful of monitoring mindset people. They don't see anything but red. And that's where they're at. They don't know how to get out of that. And that's why I'm saying to you, if we have more podcasts that speak about building up instead of building down, then we'll get somewhere. Because to me, like I always say, and I always say this in my roles from discussions, celebrity gossip and things of that nature is a waste of time. We already know where these people are at. They have a monitoring mindset. They are in that loss, flow of spirituality. And when you're monitoring what they're doing, you're being pulled in like magnetism. You're being magnetized to attract to nothing but low frequency activity. And if you don't try to build up away from that and get on a higher vibration plateau, you'll get lost in that flow of the sauce. You see what I mean? You want to stand out. Like I say, you may be on a tower where only 100 people have visited, but at least you on that tower where you built it yourself for 100 people to come and to see your art. Because now they're going to say, wow, that's amazing. It's nothing like what I'm seeing down here. It's up there. And then the next person is going to say, you know what? I'm going to do something else. And they're going to build theirs inside of a mountain. Next person say, you know what? I'm going to build mine on a boat. That's creativity. That's what we need. A circulation of progress moving forward. You can't stay in the hamster wheel spinning in place. Um, And that's what I'm saying to you. You want to try to leave a a better outlook for people and a better vision for them to now relate to you on, so they can see, okay, that's a legacy that he's building. Let me go over here and accomplish and create my own arena and then put up my wins, my victories, my battles. And let me see how many people I can get that are intrigued by it or I can even collaborate with. Because, like I said, using your mind is what keeps you away from monitoring mindsets. Being on these type of platforms and speaking out against social injustice, speaking out against um, ill wills of society, speaking out against people who are targeting children, people who are causing racial divide, people who are causing anything that would harm anybody is a step into doing something on a greater level. It's moving you away from the monitoring mindset of weakness, because weakness is those that sit around pointing at each other. Have you ever seen a picture of Spider Man from the multiverse and each Spider Man is pointing at each Spider Man? That's where you'll be at. You have superpowers to go out and save people. You have superpowers for a purpose, for a reason, not to point at him and say, I'm greater than you and your power is not greater than mine. And hey, I'm greater than you and I'm smarter than. You're just in a confusing situation. You're just pointing the finger at each other. You're not really going past the goal. You see that picture speaks volume. And that's why you gotta think sometimes outside of that. And don't let that monitoring mindset get you to where you're pointing the finger at everybody that looks like you and being mad about their achievements and not looking at the bigger picture of achieving something. You know what I mean? And this young lady said something to me that kind of hit, and that was the effect concept of, if I was to sit here and read the Bible right now, that spirit can move in this universe to create peace in another place. It can create peace in my family. It can be the spirit that causes people to wake up. So, whatever you're doing has a cause and effect theory. So, me just speaking right now into positive, um, I think it's positive I guess what you're envisioning the future, but you want to speak positive narratives into that, you know, string of words, and you want to push them into a flow, and that then will change some building blocks and help another person to get or gain, you know, a better feeling about themselves. Just me doing this podcast right now can help somebody out. I may not reach 1,000 people. I may reach only five. I may not reach five. I may only reach two. But those two can be the two that can reach 2 million. And that could have been done by them just having a chance to hear me and what I'm saying. So this is why I do these podcasts. And like I was saying, I wanted to talk about monitoring spirits, monitoring minded people, and this whole monitoring microwave mindset. Um, I say that a lot because people are quick to want to have something that is fast and done without any work. And what's the easiest thing to do is to gather around and blame other people for everything instead of figuring out a much more intelligent way of maneuvering and coming together and doing something for a bigger purpose. Um, I don't know. Sometimes people need to hear these things. So on my this Rose Room discussion, I'm streaming on also other platforms. I'm showing my trip to Reno, Nevada, and I was showing that I learned a lot about certain things that they did out there, and I was trying to get the history and the culture because I may live out there one day. I don't know. I may move to Reno. I like the atmosphere a little bit. I'm not really a big gambler. I just enjoy, taking trips sometimes and having a little bit peace of mind. Um, and it was nothing wrong with it. But yeah, this is what I do, you know. So we sometimes have to find a much more structured, type of educational way of thinking to remove ourselves from the monitoring microwave mindset. And the more you have a better analogy or a understanding of something, the more you start to have a better presentation and calmness about you. Like you have a peacefulness about yourself. Because once you know yourself, you know when somebody's monitoring you, they can't be you. They can't stop what's going on in the world. They can't stop the wind from blowing. All they can do is just watch you and look at you. They're not going to stop what peace is going to come. They're not going to stop everybody from getting married. They're not going to stop love. They're not going to stop happiness. All they're going to do is just watch you and complain. And that's what I'm saying. That's why you have to be very aware of the monitoring microwave mindset. And it's people out there with that mindset. They're quick to blame. They're quick to heat something up for no reason. They want to find everything wrong about you. They're calculating everything you're doing. They need to get you into a place so where they can program that ideology about you amongst others and then have you feeling as if what you're doing is not a real true task for a higher purpose. Um, Everybody's given a task. I was reading this book recently. I got this from my teacher. I'm in his class. So the book that I'm reading is this right here, The Artist's Way. Um, Really good book. It talks a lot about these type of things, and that's what it focuses on. You achieving, you not allowing people to lock you in to a falsified premises of thought patterns. For you to break out of those patterns and to find a peaceful and much more happier position for yourself. Because when you find that for yourself and you feel good about yourself, you then start having creative thought processes. Now you can flow, the juices start to flow mentally. You start feeling happier. You wake up happier. Your body is happy. You're with your loved ones, with your I guess your significant other, you feel better when you're even engaged with them. When you engage with people, you bring that spirituality around you. You're not held back. You're not on a weak path. You're living your what they say you're living your best life. And that's what we need to do nowadays. That's why I said we're in a new golden age black renaissance to me. And I want to see more inventors. I want to see more idealists. I want to see people pushing a narrative beyond you know, the moderate thinking. You know, I want to see people doing things that I never thought they would do. Like I see one young lady, and she was like only I think 16 years old, and she's the first young female um, foundational Black American pilot. So what does let you see are African American, or Afro Indigenous person, or African descendant person, but she's a person of the diaspora, and she pretty much achieved something that was positive. So that to me motivated me. I said, wow, this young girl was out here becoming a pilot at age 16. There's a lot I can be doing in my life. Right now I'm focusing on writing my book. My book is a positive and slash negative narrative of what I had to face in my pursuit for my achievements. Um, and this is what I wanted people to understand, that the monitoring microwave mindset people are out there. They can be in your family, they can be your best friend, your brother, your sister, your mother, your auntie, your uncle. They can be your colleagues at work, they can be people around you, they can be anybody. But you have to unplug them. You know, that's why I use the microwave as in layman terms. Um, because in the microwave you can program, you can turn up the temperature, you can defrost, you know, you can cook, but it's at a quick pace. But it's also hazardous. It's not better than a cooked meal. And like I stated to you, once you yourself are the ingredients, you are the actual nutritious meal that people need to eat from so they can get the nourishment and learn, because we all learn from each other. There's no day in life we don't learn. I learned from little kids. I learned how to see people in a different perspective being around children. I learned how to use a much more open minded and um, push my horizons to a higher peak in thought processing. You know, I don't want to limit myself when engaging with people, because it's so much you can gain from knowledge. And that's why I was saying we have to be in a better spirituality to achieve our our common goals, or just our goals in a whole. We have to be happy with ourselves, and when we're cooking and being natural, like the natural ingredients, like the natural self of who we are, we're happy with what we look like, how we look, how our facial features look, um, how our skin color looks, how we dress, the amount of money and success we have. When you're happy, things move much more at a peaceful manner. When you're monitoring other people, you have a monitoring mindset, a monitoring microwave mindset. You're programmed. You Somebody can put the program in. You're cooking, you're hot, you're defrosting, you're in so many different modes. You're not on a stove to where you're cooking and simmering at the proper temperature. You're not using the right ingredients. You're using something that's artificial. And artificial is not really good for you mentally, spiritually, or physically. So you have to find a better way to communicate with your inner self and then unlock those gifts. And when you unlock those inner gifts of yourself, you now can fine tune and sculpture yourself so people can see your achievements. And that's what I'm doing right here. I'm just showing you. Um, to some people, 100 views for one song is nothing. Okay. But for me, it's something I like. I want to show people that I'm still accomplishing something. even on a small level, it means something big to me. And sometimes some people feel like it means nothing to them because it's man irrelevant. You know, that's where you have to understand, everybody's happiness is not for everybody else. But this is what we must do in life to find, you know, great courage. What did Uncle Ben tell Spider Man? He was like, with great power comes great responsibility. And that's what Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben, you know, he made that under a minute. Not saying that the microwave ain't always good, because sometimes, you do have to move quick. And sometimes you want an actual good cooked meal. So, like I said to you, sometimes it's good to start from scratch in life and build up. And sometimes you may have to do things quick to move, maneuver, and to get where you're going to. I don't knock people. I'm just saying that it's always good to be original, to be who you are, and to be happy with what you are. You don't need to fit in with everybody else. That's not going to work in the long run because it's going to give you only a certain amount of time. And when that time runs out, you're going to get to a point to where people are going to say, "Oh, you're not irrelevant no more because you don't have all this money and you don't have all the muscles and all the women that left you." But if you just stay original, stay happy, and just be who you are, there's no reason you're not changing nothing. You're just comfortable and you're set in your own skin and you have happiness. That's what really counts, you know. And that's what they say, your health is your wealth, right? So I try to put that in you know, a point system and add up what I'm doing good, what I'm not doing good, and see where I need to improve. If I'm doing too good, maybe I need to subtract because I don't want to show off too much. So that way I can be in a good percentage. If I'm doing too bad, hey, maybe I need to subtract from here and do more good. So that way I can know, I'm balanced. I'm not better than anybody. I'm not trying to act like I know more than anybody. I'm just trying to just be honest. And that's what I like in my life. Um, I would take people on, but I don't really like to conversate because I don't want to argue with anybody. I do see people that come up on a live, and some people do try to pop up and talk to me, but I don't want to, you know, I don't really do a lot of those type of lives where I do a lot of like arguing because I don't want to. That's too much for me. My blood pressure is nice. I don't want to get into any debates with people over stuff that I can't change because it's a waste of time. Um, yeah, but that's my theory and my personal experience and experimental, you know, path with monitoring microwave mindsets. And some people just have to have everything fast. They need everything to work out the way they plan it to work out. And sometimes it may not taste as good as they think it is. And like I said to you, stick to your guns. Don't change the picture frame you're in. Just keep changing the picture. See what I mean? You can keep changing the picture colors. You can change the movement in the picture. You can change the concepts in a picture, but just stay original. Keep the same frame. You don't have to do nothing else. There's nothing wrong about you. Like I said, if you're not hurting anybody, you're not harming anybody, you're not forcing anything upon anybody, you're doing good. Because that's pretty much what life is about to me. You know, I don't force people to like me. I don't want to make people like me. I don't want people to be hurt to like me. I don't want people to have to put themselves in a position to where they don't feel good or they're getting anything happening to them or getting stuff taken from them just to like me. I want them to just be who they are. You know, just do what you do. And this is why I do these roles room discussions. This podcast is based on theoretical purposes. It's for entertainment purposes, and the views discussed on this podcast platform are from an experimental and a pretty much life process standpoint. So everything I'm talking to you about is stuff that I experienced, I've seen, or I have some time dealing with and experimenting with through my own personal walk of life, you know. And yeah, I appreciate if you tuned in with me. I appreciate anybody who came on the TikTok. I don't know who it was that reported me and lied, but I'm going to post that on there for whoever that was because it falls right into what I was trying to have a topic about. And I'm going to put this on my other platforms too. But I appreciate you for tuning in to the Rose Room podcast show hosted by me, MLR Rose. You can catch me on here every now and then. Right now, school, well, the college I'm in is having spring break. I know a lot of people on the spring break, and I'm just going to work right now. So I have some time. So that's why you see me video gaming and doing stuff like that. Um, and now I'm going to be doing my podcast and my DJ show. And just being active, just doing what I like to do. I may be in the gym tomorrow, maybe working out. So I may stream tomorrow my workout session. Got to work on my upper chest, mid chest, um, arms and back arms. Cause I gotta get that, gotta get that, that back arm. Gotta get that right back there to get that horseshoe. You know what I mean? But yeah, um, yeah, trying to stay focused, trying to stay, keeping good content and positive energy because that's what people want to remember me by when I done in this society on this plane of existence. I apologize. Um, that's why when you look at my page on TikTok, I try to put everything out there that's positive about what I'm doing. You know, if you look at my Facebook page, I put out a lot of concerning information from other people who post and that are content creators, and I put my art on that, and I put other idealism out there just to wake people up. Some of it's funny, some of it is comical, and some of it is serious, but that's how life is. You know what I mean? It's balanced. Um, but yeah, I appreciate you for joining me on the Rose Room podcast, hosted by me, MLR Rose. All rights reserved by my trademark, Intelligent Sounds with a Z. I'm not the Intelligent Sounds with the S. I'm with the Z. So there you go. Let me leave my other platform. I'm gonna leave off with a song. I wish I can put my music live when I'm playing on that podcast to TikTok, but you know, it doesn't work like that. But hopefully pretty soon it will. So let me leave it with a slapper. All right. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Real dope dealers for real.